Indonesian Literature. This is the flag and national emblem of Indonesia. Republic of Indonesia is a country in Southeast Asia between the Indian and Pacific Oceans. It is the world's largest island country, with more than 17,000 islands and at 1,904,569 square kilometers, 735,358 square miles, the fourth largest by land area and seventh in the combined sea and land area. With over 261 million people, it is the world's fourth most populous country as well as the most populous Muslim majority country. Java, the world's most populous island, is home to more than half of the country's population. The name Indonesia derives from the Greek name of the Indus and the word Nessos, meaning Indian islands. The name dates to the 18th century, far predating the formation of independent Indonesia. In 1850, George Windsor Earle, an English ethnologist, proposed the terms Indonesians and his preference Malayonesians for the inhabitants of the Indian archipelago or Malayan archipelago. In the same publication, one of his students, James Richardson Logan, used Indonesia as a synonym for Indian archipelago. However, Dutch academics writing in this publication were reluctant to use Indonesia. They preferred Malay archipelago, Malaysic archipel, the Netherlands East Indies, Nederlandsk Oost-Indie, popularly indeed the East, the Oost. After 19,000, Indonesia became more common in academic circles outside the Netherlands, and native nationalist groups adopted it for political expression. Adolf Bastian of the University of Berlin popularized the name through his book Indonesian Order Die Insan des Malaysian Archipels, 1884 to 1894. The first native scholar to use the name was Ki Hajar Dewantara when in 1913 he established a press bureau in the Netherlands, Indonesia's first bureau. This is the map of Indonesia. As you can see, the Indonesia is beside of Thailand, Philippines, Australia, Malaysia, Indonesia. Situated in Southeast Asia, Indonesia is an archipelago that consists approximately 17,508 islands. It has 33 provinces, with population over 238 million people noong 2011. 3 to 5 centuries of Dutch colonialism, Indonesia secured its independence after World War II. A shared identity defined by national language, ethnic diversity, religious pluralism within a majority Muslim. Indonesia's national motto, Bhinneka Tunggal Ika, unity in diversity, literally many yet one. The world's fourth most populous country. The nation's capital city is Jakarta. Official language, Indonesia. Currency, Rupiah. Religion, Islam, Christian, Catholic, Buddhism, Hinduism. Food, padang rice, suckling pig, tumpeng rice, padang satay, ruhak. Capital, Jakarta. National costume, batik and kebaya. This is the clothes of Indonesia. That is the Jakarta and this is the Indonesian food. Ang motto, Bhinneka Tunggal Ika, unity in diversity. National anthem, Indonesia Raya, Great Indonesia. National ideology, Pancasila. Tourist destination, beaches of Bali, Borobudur, Gili Islands, Mount Bro. Early Indonesian literature originates in Malay literature, and the influence of these roots was felt until well into 20th century. The literature produced by the Punjanga Lama, literally the old poets, was mainly written before the 20th century, but after the coming of Islam, Before that time, however, there must have existed a lively oral tradition within traditional Malay language literature. Sometimes it is differentiated into three periods: before 1550 AD, between 1550 to 1750, after that 1750 to 19,000, after that genres in written poetry and prose, and a number of traditional forms dominated, mainly sayur, traditional narrative poetry, pantun, quatrains made up of two seemingly disconnected couplets, gurindam, brief aphorisms, hikayat, stories, fairy tales, animals, fables, chronicles, babad, stories or chronicles. The first Indonesian novel during this period, whose heyday was in the 1920s, Indonesian literature came to be dominated by fiction, for short stories and novels, and Western-style drama and poetry, which gradually replaced the earlier sayur, gurindam, pantun, and hikayat. Merari regards as Sabdan Sengsara was the very first modern novel appearing in Indonesia, constituting a break with the Malay Romance tradition. While not completely successful in that it rather systematically deals in black and white oppositions and directly addresses the reader, subverting its realism. This may be still be regarded as the first treatment of contemporaneous problems, the issue of forced marriage. In the list, ang Kantan, 1945, the works of authors during these periods are dominated by the thoughts of independence and political manner. The works created by Angkatan 45 are mostly more realistic compared to the works of Punjaga Baru, which are most romantic and idealistic. Angkatan 1950 was characterized by the Kisa magazine, established by H.B. Hasin, 1817 to 2000. This generation of Indonesian literature was dominated by collection of short stories and poetry. Angkatan 66 was marked by Rising the Horizon magazine, led by Mokhtar Lubis. Dozens of writers previously associated with Lekra or leftist groups went into exile overseas, creating their own literature.